chairman or committee of the Indeginous program. Wala lang dito, pero busy siya sa Indeginous. Pinadala niya ngayon ang ating tumatakbo bilang party list sa mga katutubo. So sabi ko, Lord, kung ito na ang panahon ng aming mga katutubo, buksan mo ng malaki ang pintuan at naniniwala ko yung mga hindi sumusuporta ko ngayon ay magsusuporta. Kaya kung kayo lang ganito, ako nagagalala. Pinaulakan nyo naman itong isang araw lang na advertisement, o dito kayo dito, nagre-reklamo lang. Marami sa inyo nagre-reklamo sa akin. Bakit ganyan naman? Isang araw lang ang invitasyon. Sabi ko, hindi ko maintindihan yung programa eh. Pero nandito kayo. Kaya maraming salamat sa Panginoon at binigyan ng daan. Sana maging masaya tayo dito sa unang forum natin. Masusundan po ng second forum ito, third forum, at sunod-sunod mga kapatid. Makita lang natin yung ating mga katutubo na masaya sa kanilang buhay. Siguro pwede natin palagpagan ng ating Panginoon. Hallelujah. Thank you very much, Pastor Francis.
Salamat, Bishop Bonnie. That was an enlightening introduction to this afternoon's focus on Mindanao. And without much ado, I would like to introduce the author of this Republic Act that is now being taken up in this forum, Congressman Ronald Adapat. Can we give him a welcome?
Thank you, Francis. Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Thank you. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. My special greetings to our guests in the presidential table. We have Sir James Stuckey. Thank you for your presence today. Of United Nations Humanitarian Aid to the Philippines, and we have Princess Marichi Tabu-Tabu. Okay, maybe we can talk later. If you are a princess, I'm a Timoy. Timoy, the equivalent of Timoy is Dato. Timoy in our tribe is a chieftain, it's a Dato. My tribe is Teduray. I don't know, you must not have heard of that tribe, because in the book, you only find Tiruray. Tiruray. This tribe is situated in the province of Mindanao. I'm not a Muslim, I'm a Christian, I am an Episcopalian. But at the same time, I am ecumenical. I can go to any church if only God is the purpose. Okay? So, as I've said, hindi nyo nakikita yung tribong Teduray sa book. Pero, I mean Teduray sa book. But we have to be careful, because if you keep on calling us Teduray, that makes my tribe dangerous. Why? Because if you will not listen to me, I will terrorize you. Joking aside, the correct pronunciation is Teduray. And Teduray is a corrupted word. You know, most of the writers, authors of books are not from our tribe, not from Mindanao, but rather from the imperialist Manila. And they don't know the right pronunciation of the right terms, the indigenous people's terms. I'm sorry to say that, but that's the reality. Okay, so I'm correcting it. I have a book entitled In the Eyes of the Sun, The Indigenous People's Last Frontier. The rights of the indigenous peoples all over the country is embodied. It was stated also that I am one of the authors of Republic Act 8321. That's true. during the 10th Congress. I was the lone congressman for indigenous peoples at the time during the Ramos administration from 1995 to 1998. And God willing, through your help, we can make it back to Congress again, using Tricam 10 as a party list. Maybe this is not the right time to talk about that. I'm just very, very thankful that this forum is all about indigenous peoples, and you are here. I feel that you are so supportive of the cause and aspirations of the indigenous peoples. And that is precisely a reason also to go back to Congress so that we can champion more the cause and aspiration of indigenous peoples. Looking at your topic, one of the issues here is who are the indigenous peoples? I think I can answer one of three of the questions here. Number one, who are the indigenous peoples? The indigenous peoples in the country, if you go by the records, both by the NCIP and the DNR, there are 110 indigenous peoples tribe in the country, from Batanes down to Tawi-Tawi. 110 tribes. Question is, why are the indigenous peoples marginalized? That's a very, very big question to answer. Okay, who are the indigenous peoples? If you go by the Luzon side, we have the Ibatan. These are the people in Batanes. We have the Igurots, so many tribes in Cordillera. We have the Kanganay, the Ifugao, etc., etc. So many. And the bulk of the indigenous peoples, because we have we have also in the Central Luzon, we have the Aita, we have the Numagat, and in the Bicol areas, we have the Cimarron, the Agta, and the tribe of Pastor here, Cabiho. And in the area of Mindoro, we have the 7 tribes of the Mangyans. 7 tribes of the Mangyans. And down to western Visayas, we have the Bukidnon, the Ati, so many of them. But the bulk of the indigenous peoples are located in Mindanao. One of the tribes is my tribe, Tinuray, Manopo, Blaan, Tibulin, Igaunon, Subanan, so many of them. Okay. Since there are a lot of indigenous peoples in the country, and that they are marginalized, the framers of the 1987 Constitution incorporated in the Philippine Constitution a phrase calling for the recognition and the protection of the rights of indigenous peoples over their ancestral domain. Because to the indigenous peoples, land is life. Remove land from the indigenous peoples and they go hungry or they even die. So the attachment of an IT person to the land is paramount. It is his life support system. So ganun kahalaga ang lupa sa indigenous peoples. Kaya ang ginawa ng gobyerno noong panahon ni Ramos ay gumawa ng batas, kami ngayon gumawa, Republic Act 371, na kung saan ito ay nag-create ng tinatawag na opisina para sa mga katutubo o indigenous peoples. Ano itong opisina nito? Ito yung National Commission on Indigenous Peoples. Anong mandate ng National Commission on Indigenous Peoples? Siya po yung ahensya ng gobyerno ancestral land or ancestral domain ng mga indigenous peoples. So, may proseso yan. Mag-apply ka sa NCIP, kung halimbawa sa Bicol ka, pumunta ka sa provincial office ng NCIP, mag-apply ka doon, tapos bibigyan ka ng series of requirements, i-comply mo hanggang ma-inbank, dalhin sa national at i-inbank ng commission, at kung qualified naman at na-fulfill mo lahat ng requirement, then they will issue you a certificate of ancestral domain title or ancestral domain title. Okay? That land, the ancestral domain concept through the county or county, the land, the ancestral domain, ancestral land is supposed to be communal in nature at hindi dapat ibenta yan. Hindi mo pwedeng ibenta. Kasi nga, history would tell us lahat ng lupa ng mga indigenous peoples ay doon na sa mga multinational companies or to wealthy merchants from the lowlanders. Ubos. Punta ka ng Bicol, punta ka ng Mindanao, ang mga lupain ng mga indigenous peoples ay kinuha na through the regalian doctrine program of the government. In-applyan na nila mga lupa through the homestead program, torrent system. Halos lahat ng mga lupain ng indigenous peoples sa Mindanao kinuha ng mga lowlanders, mga migrant settlers. Who are these migrant settlers? These are people, mostly Christians, from Luzon and the Visayas. Ano nangyari ngayon? Na-minorize lalo yung indigenous peoples. So, yan ang situation ng mga indigenous peoples. Kaya, yung mga natitirang lupain ng indigenous peoples, yun na lang ang binibigay sa kanila ngayon. If there are 30 million hectares of land in the Philippines, around 3 to 4 million hectares already are issued or were issued to indigenous peoples on Luzon down to Mindanao. So yan. Kayaman ng indigenous people sa natural resources, sa lupay, at napakabait ng mga tao na to because kung may visitor from other places, that visitor is always welcome. And because most of the time of that good heart, they are being abused. That is supposed to be one of their greatest assets. Napakabait nila, napaka-careful, but nowadays, it turns to be their greatest liabilities. So dapat ang mga indigenous peoples panindigan. They should know the rights, the parameters of the rights, and fight for those rights. This is the very reason hindi ako tumipigil sa pag-articulate ng hopes and aspiration of indigenous peoples. That's why we decided, because nowadays, wala kami, isa lang ang representative ng indigenous Congreso through the party list system. Anak Pawis galing sa Luzon. In Mindanao, wala. It so happened that si Congresswoman Katamko ay isang Manobo, second district representative ng North Cotabato. At siya ngayon yung chairperson ng Committee on Indigenous Peoples, of which I am her senior consultant on Indigenous Peoples Affairs. By the way, I would like to express an apology for not being able to make it this afternoon, but nevertheless, he sent me to represent her in this occasion. Siguro palapakan natin si Congressman. So, ang susunod na issue is BDL. Dito sa mga nakasulat sa bulletin board, there's a big note of BDL. Now, two things. sino ang mga Muslim na kung saan sila yung nagkaklamor o nagdidemand ng establishment ng BBL, at sino yung mga indigenous peoples in Mindanao. Gusto ko pong sabihin sa inyo na ang mga Muslims in the first place are also indigenous peoples. They are part of and parcel of the 110 tribes, indigenous peoples in the country. But they are more identified as Muslims rather than as indigenous peoples. Institution-wise, as per program of the government, they have also their own institution as Muslims, and we have a separate institution for the indigenous peoples. Now in Mindanao, the Tinuray, Lambangian, and Manubog-Dulangan are the only non-Muslim indigenous people situated within Bangsamoro. All the other indigenous peoples who are non-Muslims in Mindanao, aside from our tribe, are situated outside of the Bangsamoro. Who are these? For example, the Manubo of Surigao and Agusan, the Bagogo of Davao, the Blaan of South Cotabato, and Tibuli also of South Cotabato, the Subanan of Zamboanga del Sur and Zamboanga del Norte, and the others, except our tribe. Taguray, Lambangian, and Dulangan Manubo. These are the only tribes found within the autonomous government in Muslim Mindanao. Now it's going to be converted into Bangsamoro autonomous government. Okay. Who are the Muslim indigenous peoples of Mindanao? Within the autonomous government now, which soon be converted into Bangsamoro, we have the Maguindanaoan, we have the Maranaos, we have the Huluhanos, we have the Sama, we have the Yakans, and the Iranos. Okay, and there are a lot of other sub-tribes within. Now, sino ngayon ang tanong, bakit may clamor o may demand ang mga Muslims for autonomous government and to some extent for independence? Yan ang malaking tanong. If you go back to history, last 1978 or 1979, I know some of you here can still remember Nur Miswari, Professor Nur Miswari. Professor Nur Miswari was once a professor of the University of the Philippines. Itinayo niya ang MNLF, Moro National Liberation Front, after the Jabida Massacre during the Marcos days. Jabida Massacre where young Muslim leaders, pinatrain sila sa korehidor para sila yung magdepensa sa Sabah. Pero in the process of training, na-massacre sila. All of them died. For one reason or the other, or for any reason, I don't know. But they died. And because of that, Miswari created or established the Moro National Liberation Front. Aside from the fact that during the Magsaysay regime, wherein or even as early as the 1900, Quezon or Commonwealth times, migrant settlers through the programs, Land for the Landless program of the government, sent a lot of people of Luzon and Visayas to Mindanao because Mindanao was a vast land, vast of land. So, in the process, ang mga indigenous peoples ng Mindanao at ng mga Muslims na realize nila unti-unti nawawala yung lupa. Because ang mga Kristiyano ng taga Luzon at Visayas, sila yung nakakaalam kung ano yung proseso ng pag-apply or land acquisition through the government. Mga indigenous peoples at Muslim, they have a different concept of land. Indigenous people's concept is land is owned by God. We are only stewards of this land. We cannot own it. But the government has a different view on that. The government says, no, through this storage system, program of the government, you can own your land. And that was the arm brought by so many Christians to Mindanao. Kaya na minority tayo sa mga Mindanao at sabi ng mga Muslim, kailangan ipaglaban natin ang mga lupa natin. Ano na lang ang natitirang lupain ng mga Muslim sa Mindanao ngayon? Basically, yung coverage lang ng autonomous region in Muslim Mindanao. And what are these? Province of Mindanao, Province of Lanao del Sur, Basilan, Sulu, and Tawi-Tawi. Yan na lang yung thickly dominated ng Muslim communities. Ito yung tinatawag na autonomous region in Muslim Mindanao. Pero dito sa BBL, gusto nilang expand yan to include the city of Cotabato, city of Valencia, that of Basilan. I just forgot the name of the city. And 5 provinces, 5 municipalities of Lanao del Norte and 39 barangays of North Cotabato. Okay. Maraming takot sa BBL. By the way, just to get a feel of it, sino sa inyo dito ang anti-BBL? Kindly raise your hands. Almost everybody are anti-BBL. What is the BBL all about? Okay, first I would like to make my own position. The BBL, I am for BBL. First, I would like to say that I am from the core area of Bangsamoro. Okay, I am not Muslim, I am a Christian and an indigenous person. But I am for BBL with amendments. Okay, not a wholesale version of the BBL as submitted by the Bangsamoro Transition Commission through Malacanang and in Congress. Because in that BBL, the recognition and protection of the rights of non-Moro indigenous peoples is one thing. Hindi masyado klaro. So, gusto namin klaruhin talaga yan. At marami naman kaming na incorporate na amendments to the BBL through Congresswoman Tatampo, being the chairperson of the Committee on Cultural Communities. So, konti na lang yung issue namin sa BBL dahil some of our amendments are already incorporated. So, what is the big issue? Bakit ayaw natin ng BBL? Ayaw ng mga ibang tao ang BBL. Sabi niya, una-una ang issue against BBL, kung ma-establish ang Bangsamoro, magiging independent ang mga Muslim. Ano pa? Ang kinid nila lahat ng natural resources. Ano pa? Baka kailangan ng visa kung pupunta ka ng Mindanao. Baka lalong magkagulo sa Mindanao. Baka magiging pugad ng ISIS ang Mindanao. Baka hindi magkasundo ang MNLF at saka MILF. Baka lalong dumami ang Abu Sayyaf. So many biases, so many questions against the BBL. But this is, I would like to tell you, maybe in the open forum later on, we can expound on this. First, I would like to say that I was once a member of the GRP panel, peace panel. Government of the Republic of the Philippines Peace Panel for talks with the MILF. Doon kami sa Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, nagkakaroon ng negosasyon. And the MILF negotiation started way back in 1997. 1997 is something like how many years already? It's 17, 18 years ago. Yung BBL, sa pamamagitan ng aming negosasyon noon, ito na yung produkto. Ito na yung produkto ng aming negosasyon ng government, because I was representing the government, and the Moro Islamic Liberation Front, MILF. Ito na yung produkto. Why? Why I'm for BBL? BBL, as I've said, is a product of a long peace negotiation between the government and the MILF. And this is the only available roadmap towards the resolution of the peace problem in Mindanao. There is no other. Strike down BBL. What is your alternative? The alternative is one. Which do we prefer? A BBL who has a promise of peace, and to strike down BBL who has a promise of war. It's a matter of choice. The BBL, once it is being implemented, once it is passed into law, will be thrown to the people through a plebiscite. For those who are against it, will vote no. For those who like to vote for it, like to open join, then they have to vote for it. So there is what we call a due process, a democratic political exercise on the matter. So, it's a matter of choice now. Tayo, from outside, or people from outside of the BBL, of Bangsamoro, sari-sari yung tumatakbo sa isip. Pero the truth of the matter is, siguro ang dapat tanungin, kami mismo ng taga core area o Bangsamoro. Kami yung tanungin. Kami mismo yung kauna-unahang maapektuhan kung ano man ang mangyari sa BBL. The BBL, I suppose, should not be connected to the issue of Sabah. Iba yung Sabah issue eh. Iba. So, mamaya siguro, pagka magka-open forum tayo, mas lalo natin ma-explain kung mayroon kayong mga katanungan. Pero I hope through this opportunity to explain some of the nuances of the BBL and that of the Indigenous peoples, mayroon kayong konting na hulot sa ating mga sa aking sinabi o in-express na yung mga So I appreciate it very much later on if and when you can ask questions. By the way, before I will close, I would like to say that Congress has already passed the BBL, the lower house has passed its BBL in the committee level, and now starting Wednesday it will be deliberated on the floor of Congress, on the plenary hall of Congress. So sinisikap ng mga congressmen na ito ay magiging constitutional. Ang pangalan ng, according to the version of the lower house, ang pangalan na ngayon ng BBL ay hindi na Bangsamoro Basic Law. O hindi, ito na ay Basic Law for the autonomous, Basic Law for the autonomous region, Basic Law for Bangsamoro Autonomous Region. Yan ang pangalan. Basic Law for the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region. So I hope I was able to a little bit enlighten you about it. Then, as I said, we can continue discussing it when questions will arise later on. Thank you very much for listening, and God bless to each and every one of us.
Maraming salamat. That was a very enlightening insight, kaibigan, kababayan, tungkol sa hottest issue of the day, which is headlines of all major newspapers. During my earlier years as a journalist, I've met the co-founder of the MNLF, and he told me about the desire to have a peaceful solution to the Mindanao problem. This was way back, and our congressman just reminded us that this is the desire of the people of Mindanao. So, umiinit pala ang ating issue ngayong hapon, sabay ng weather na mainit sa labas. And without much ado, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to have the honor of asking Bishop to introduce our special guest, the ambassador from the United Nations. Bishop Cong.
I wish to introduce Ambassador, whom I believe in 10 months of being with him, I feel like I become a student, because he knows the history since 12:8 to 13:4 of the life of the people in Mindanao. So parang namabaga ako na merong puti na nakakaalam na kasaysayan ng tao sa Mindanao mula pa noong 12:8 hanggang 13:4. Now, 89 siya, last 2 weeks ago. Ngayon, gusto na niyang umuwi, pero ayaw niyang umuwi. Sabi niya, I'm fighting. I do not want to go home. Feeling failure. I want to see the living standard of the Filipino people. Now, dahil sa meron siyang alam, nasa United Nations niya, humanitarian, alam niya lahat ang kayamanang nakatago dito. Mula pa ng King Solomon, King David, King Carpio, alam niya, sa edad niya to, sabi niya, ayaw niyang lumipas ang panahon ng umuwi siya, wala pa lang siyang nakita pag-asenso. Alam niya na 60% of the Filipino people hardly could eat in the evening. Ay, sabi niya, ayaw ko mga, wala pa sa kasama. So ako ngayon, gusto ko na mag-retire, sa after 10 months, ay hindi ako makaiwan-iwan. Dahil pareho din ang aming puso. 60% of the Filipino hardly eat. I'm here to say that the living standards of the Filipino rise up and want to see indigenous people rise to their own profit. So mga kapatid, ipapakilala ko po sa inyo ang sasalita. Ambassador, I'm sorry, I'm speaking in Tagalog. I was asked to introduce you to the floor, and you have a microphone in front of you, Ambassador. Hindi po nakakita, malabo na ang mata, kaya may guide. Kaya pagpasensya na po. Ay, pagpapulot ko na lang sa kanya. Yan, yan. Okay, I'm giving you the privilege to speak. How much time? Okay lang, okay. Do you need to stand? Okay, if you want to sit and stand, we'll give you the privilege.
Thank you. Bishop Tony, members of Congress, distinguished guests. I was asked today to bring forth history and the future of the Royal Lupasod Kingdom. I apologize that I do not speak Tagalog. My job here was to help improve the living standards of the less fortunate. Now, I'd like to clarify something going into this. Anything I say, anything I do cannot be an interpretation of the United Nations. I am an ambassador, Consul General with full authority with an organization called the Knights of Sovereign Teutonic Military Order, which is a member of the United Nations, with components as being St. Thomas, St. John's of Jerusalem, and the Knights of Malta. So, my efforts here is based on under the auspices of the United Nations, but I'm not an official of the United Nations. Now, I have been here 13 years. My original intent to come here was to build a not-for-profit hospital for children. We ran into many problems, mostly graft. The project was abandoned. I was asked then to find the truth. Who is the Royal Lupasod Kingdom? Who is the head of it? And what can we do to improve the living standards of those people? I'm afraid the message that I give you today is really not what you expect. The future of the Royal Lupasod Kingdom is much in doubt. If the Bangsamoro is passed, it will effectively eliminate the Royal Lupasod Kingdom. They are taking over the land, which is the original settlement of the people, ancestral lands, if you will, and that includes even the original headquarters of the Royal Lupasod Kingdom. The Royal Lupasod Kingdom is made up of many people, many tribes. There are 41 tribes which I have been working with. The work that I do is in an effort to make their lives better. But what I have found now, in working with these people and comparing what I know from intelligence reports and things that I receive, is that the Bangsamoro people have been infiltrated by an organization called the Islamic State. They call themselves ISIS. They have also infiltrated the ABCIF. So who is the ISIS people? The ISIS people are people that are fighting the wars in Syria, Libya, and Iraq. Their whole intent is to place into being a state that honors the Sharia law, which is the basis of what your Bangsamoro is asking for. To prevent this from happening in the Middle East, all of the Middle Eastern countries, starting with Syria, Egypt, Jordan, and the other countries literally have troops on the ground fighting this army to prevent the installation of the Sharia law. It is a known fact. When I say known fact, I'm talking about the information I have. Again, I must refer to you. I am not giving you information that is blessed by the United Nations. This is information that is readily available to you. If you have been listening to the international news, you will see that what I'm telling you is correct as far as they're concerned. And the whole purpose of that is to make the Sharia law into a position that the Muslim faith, as they understand it, is the law of the land that includes annihilating all other religions. And you will see also that the news in the evening will give you a score of how many Christians have been murdered during that period of time. So what can we expect if they take over Mindanao? The intent is the same religion. The belief is the same. They have people that is already there, which is my understanding of taking control of the process of getting this through and getting it approved. The Bangsamoro, in their proposal, has a flexible border. The flexible border can be moved in any place that they can prove an area has at least 10% of the population believes in their government. It is designed to take over the entire of the Mindanao. Now, why would ISIS people be wanting to take over Mindanao? Because of the wealth that is in Mindanao. Most of you have heard or know about the various wealths that have been stored by King Solomon, King David, and King Arthur. Those wealths are real. They are still in Mindanao. They are housed in approximately 147 and bunkers that are protected by the natives, believe the spirits. Now, where do we go? If the Iceland people can get this wealth, they will expand their war, not only to Mindanao, but other parts of the world, but they will then have sufficient financing to do this. The Iceland group is not a new group. This is a belief that has been going on since 420 AD. They were then called the Turkish Ottoman. The Turkish Ottoman took over all the Middle East, all the countries surrounding the Mediterranean, and half of Europe. That created what was known as the religious wars. That's a long story. I don't even intend to get into that. It's the same belief as in a number of other paths and other places. And now they have spread here to Mindanao. I was asked to explain the Royal Lupasod Kingdom. The Royal Lupasod Kingdom roots go back to 200 years before Christ. More detailed explanation of all of this will be in 2 letters that Her Highness will read to you, that has been prepared by she and other people of our staff of facts. The letters were intended to be given to the Congress lady, and she is not here. And I've requested her to read these letters to give you more specific details of what the real problems are. The real biggest problem is Congress has not been told the truth. They do not realize the danger that they are creating when they debate and possibly approve the Bangsamoro issue. As far as the Royal Lupasod Kingdom is concerned as well, it has been here for over 2,000 years. The kingdom itself was created in 1108. In 1304, a resolution was made that created a